Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between me and Pluto here on Steps of War. Gonna go ahead and hit play, I forgot to. So Pluto's spawning over here as the blue Terran player at the south side. Meanwhile, here I am spawning as the red Terran player over here on the north side of Steps of War. Now I'm going over this replay because I just wanna figure out what exactly I did. Now those of you guys who do not want to hear a spoiler, please mute me for the next 10 seconds because I'm going to be telling you guys what happens right now. So go ahead and mute. Yeah, I go ahead and lose this game. Okay, so just keep in mind this particular matchup. Now coming over here, not much has really changed between the north side and the south side. Blue Terran Pluto just pretty much building the same exact build that I'm doing. He's going to go ahead and build that supply depot right in this position, and pretty much at the same time I'm building my supply depot. I want to go ahead and try to wall off my choke point just a little bit more, perhaps just in case there's any marine rushes or anything of that nature. Meanwhile, Pluto, on the other hand, just using that command center, trying to build up that economy. So pretty much a standard build. He's gonna go ahead and build that barracks at the same time that I'm building this barracks as well. So both of us pretty even matched in terms of trying to play the SimCity game, building that barracks and trying to get this game underway, trying to figure out what strategy he in fact used. Now taking a look at this, command center going down, barracks now going down, and he's going to go out and I believe he's going to go ahead and scout me with the marine in just a little bit after that barracks is done. Coming back over here, we take a look, both of us are now getting that refinery down. That refinery going to be used in order to try to move further along in the tech tree. Now those of you guys who do not know, there has been significant changes to the patches, especially to Terran. For one, the reactor core now takes 50 seconds to build instead of 25. So mass marines is going to be very difficult. So mass tier 1 very difficult. Secondly, the marine has been changed from a 20 build time to a 25 build time. So that is a 25% increase in the amount of time it's going to take. Taking a look, finally moving out with this SCV, trying to figure out what exactly his strategy is, trying to figure out what exactly he can do or what exactly I'm going to be doing. Take a look at this. I see a single barracks in here with now being a tech lab being built. So Marine now trying to do some chasing, trying to chase down this SCV. SCV just trying to get a good sight of everything going around the map. Taking a look over here, I am putting down my tech lab as well. Both of us pretty much not building that secondary supply depot yet. Perhaps you're going to start building a Marauder as well. Yeah, so Marauder now being built. Second thing that has significantly changed in this particular patch is that the factory no longer costs 200 minerals in order to build. It costs 100 minerals, or 150 minerals. So that is a definite change. Also, the tech lab only costs 25 gas. So I believe that what Blizzard is trying to do is they're trying to open up tech as much of a better enhancement by improving tech, making tech easier to get to, trying to improve those factories so the game is not all about Marine Marauder. Marine now quickly going to be coming up this ramp, and I should take a look at what Pluto's point of view is. So Pluto only sees a single barracks and that is it. So only seeing a single barracks, sees a Marauder and a Marine, and now he goes ahead and he puts down a command center. Another thing that has changed is that the bunker takes less time to build. If you take a look at the new bunkers now, the bunker takes 30 seconds as I believe instead of 40. So that is a significant improvement as well, about a 25% decrease in the time that it takes to build a bunker, so easier to fend off expansions against a Terran player. Starport now being put down by me, have a factory, and I'm going to be trying to get some Vikings, as in my mind, I think that the Terran matchup is all about tanks and Vikings. However, my opponent, Pluto, now getting down this factory, his tech is going to be a little bit later, and now we have a single bunker in position trying to fend off any additional attacks. I do not have any scans here yet, so I do not in fact know that there is another command center down here at the natural expansion. Taking a look at Pluto is not fully saturating even this mineral patch yet, as before he gets this additional command center up and running. Probably going to upgrade to orbital command very soon, and then let this additional command center, orbital command, try to supply the SCVs over there. So that's going to work out fairly well for him. Taking a look at the army sizes, I'm sitting on a 550 army compared to his 450 army, and you got to remember that also some of that army is from that bunker, so 100 minerals from that bunker. Here I am, I'm sitting on a siege tank, getting siege tech nearing completion, also getting a couple of Vikings into the air in order to add a little bit of support. The Viking cost has been reduced by the gas, but instead of 125, 100, it is now 150, 75. So Vikings are much easier to mass as well. So I'm producing a Viking and a medevac. I'm trying to just study this replay, try to figure out what I could perhaps do better. Taking a look at his base right now, he's now putting down a second factory, so perhaps using that starport in order to do a little bit of a drop on the backside of that base would have been a better use of my minerals and a better use in the game. Taking a look at the current income, it is about the same. Pluto is a little bit ahead of me because he does in fact have that additional orbital command. He does in fact have 2 mules mining at the same time, so that's where you'll see a little bit of that burst coming in. Taking a look back over here, we have a medevac, marauders, a single siege tank, and a Viking now perhaps trying to move out. We have double bunkers in this position by Pluto, so Pluto macroing up very well, getting this secondary refinery already up and running. Because I did not scout continuously, I do not know that for a short while I did have a stronger army. Now I'll do a quick scan, already see this orbital command up and running, already see a mule in position. It's pretty well saturated already, so that's looking pretty bad for me. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take down this bunker. So using that siege tank to try to take down that bunker, perhaps should have tried to build an additional siege tank as well, move another siege tank in the center of the field, not even sieged up, and that's a little bit of my fault for not really fighting this back right there. Now in comes another siege tank, and I don't think I'm even firing back at that siege tank. I should really be trying to focus down this siege tank, as that siege tank is really the issue and the problem there. So it's going to be able to take down that one particular bunker as it's going to burn down, and I'm going to try to reposition myself to perhaps take down some additional buildings. So there, down goes that one particular siege tank. I have 3 more siege tanks, or a total of 3 siege tanks now moving out. Gonna be moving this back in. I forget another siege tank. That's a little bit of a misplay by my part. Gonna go ahead and siege down here on this low ground. His siege tanks are gonna quickly have to move over, and I do not have enough sight into here to see really that there are already siege tanks moving in. So trying to take down those siege tanks. One siege tank quickly getting destroyed, trying to drop down additional units so that those units perhaps will take some of that damage for that medevac. Now I have that only a single medevac, and my army is already fairly weak. So Pluto definitely winning in terms of that macro game, getting 3 siege tanks on that low ground, a couple marauders only being produced by that single barracks, and now he's going triple factory and getting additional tech labs. So he has the economy to support that, and now getting additional triple supply depots being built on that backside of that base. Medevac now going to go ahead and try to drop down these particular units over here, trying to perhaps take down some of the workers, trying to do a little bit of a harassment, but this is not going to really work, as Marines and Marauders going to quickly, Marines, Marauders, and Siege Tank going to quickly jump back in and try to refortify this position. So gonna go ahead and once again move back out. A single Marine trying to shoot down this medevac. My two units are very, very low right here, and people gonna go ahead and try to talk to me as I'm shoutcasting. So once again, just trying to take down these units, and these siege tanks getting within range to shoot down these units, not really working out all too well for me. Coming back, I have a couple siege tanks, 2 siege tanks and another additional siege tank right here. Gonna go ahead and try to move them out. Also trying to set up my expansion as well, and trying to figure out how I can get a better economic advantage at this stage in the game. Triple mule is now mining, so that's where you see the very, very large economic advantage. So a lot of siege tanks. Coming back over here, I am now trying to produce some Vikings, and I realize that I need to change up my strategy. I need to switch to Banshees in order to try to counteract all of those siege tanks. This is something I should have done much, much earlier, as his army size is still significantly larger than me. That's 800 larger than me at this stage in the game. Coming back over here, I cannot see past these particular buildings, or this rush over here, and even though I have a unit in the air, he quickly does a scan, and that's going to really mess me up, as these 2 siege tanks are trying to fire back, trying to take down the rest of these units. Vikings now trying to fly overhead. I'm going to try to quickly turn them into that ground mode. That's not going to work, and I'm going to have to quickly try to turn them back up into that air mode. And unfortunately, I lose a couple of those Vikings, as soon as you switch them back to the ground mode, you can't stop it, and because I wasn't able to stop it, they were able to push back again. So Pluto sitting on a large number of siege tanks, just 7 siege tanks, 21 food of siege tanks, being able to just push back this attack. Taking a look at my army, I'm seeing at a 950 army compared to his 2350. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay here on Steps of War between me and Pluto.